Welcome to Coffee with the Goose, where I talk about items that are interesting, fascinating, or irritating. Yes, I'm the Goose. I invite your comments, by the way, and I will respond to some of them. And I also ask you to subscribe so you can stay up to date. And as we will always do, we'll start with a sip of coffee. My coffee is very strong, wakes me up, and it's strong like my opinion. And got a little creamer in there, so it's sweet, just like me. You knew that was coming. Okay, today I'd like to talk about one of my pet peeves, and I know this is a pet peeve for many of you too, and that's complaining. Yes, we all complain a little bit. With some people, though, it's a little over the top and it's just not justified. The first case I'll talk about today is the recent U.S. Open women's tennis tournament with Serena Williams. Now, first of all, I respect Serena Williams. Okay, she's a Hall of Famer. She's one of the greatest players ever. But she loves to complain, like many celebrities. She lost the U.S. Open to a young woman from Japan. The problem Serena had was the judge penalized her at one point. Now, in the world of tennis, if your coach makes any gesture at all to you during the match, they consider that coaching, which is not allowed, and you'll get penalized for it. Her coach at one time gave her this. Well, that seems pretty innocent, but again, that's against the rules. So the referee penalized Serena Williams. Serena didn't take too kindly to that. She blew up, and she just didn't let it go, and she was penalized a couple more times, and she ended up losing the match. Now, keep in mind, she didn't just lose the match. She got whipped 6-2, 6-4. It wasn't even close. So she really had no reason to complain. Her opponent, again, a young Japanese woman, it was her first ever title, first ever major title. Now keep in mind, she's Japanese and Haitian. Her dad was from Haiti, so she's multiracial. Serena loves, and her opponents love, her supporters love to play the race card. Of course, that's popular these days. And she played the gender card. She was whining to the official, "Oh, I'm a mother, I've got a baby, and I would rather lose than cheat." And I'm like, Serena, settle down. You know, Serena, by the way, is worth $27 million. So, you know, she has a hard time keeping up with the rest of us. At any rate, Serena, and I respect her abilities and what she's accomplished, she has enough trophies to probably fill more than my house. So not getting this one trophy is not the end of the world. So Serena needs to settle down, but she kept it up. She doesn't know when to stop. So at the end of this match, and you can look it up if you like, it's sad. The crowd during the trophy ceremony was booing. Now you can say, well, they were booing the judge, but this poor 20-year-old winner didn't look at it that way. She thought they were booing her, and she's crying. She just won the U.S. Open, and she's crying. That's what complaining does. It just brings everybody down. So, Serena, I know you're watching. Maybe not. But Serena needs to just settle down and accept, the pitfalls of life as they come. And I'm sure she won a few bucks for taking second place. The other example I would like to give is student athletes. And it's mostly major colleges and universities. They and their supporters love to say, well, they should be paid because they're bringing all this money into the university. Granted, that's true. But they are being paid. They're getting a free education. They're on scholarships. I looked this up. The average cost of a 4-year education at a major college for a student athlete, per year, it's $125 million. Check that. $125,000 a year. To me, that's being paid. Unfortunately, many of these guys, and yeah, they're victimized to a degree by their coaches and supporters and even parents, and they never get their degree. They all think they're going to be in the NFL or NBA or what have you, and that's too bad. But at the same time, don't complain that you're a victim when you're getting a free college education that's worth about $500,000. Speaking of colleges, don't mean to hurt your feelings, but you snowflakes at colleges and universities, you're complaining, or they're complaining, I know no snowflakes watch this, right, about the world and the United States in particular being so oppressive. Oh, everybody who doesn't agree with you is a fascist, a racist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, whatever that is, a Islamophobe, a phobe of some sort. And okay, yeah, you can have passion when you disagree with me. Unfortunately, what I see with snowflakes is not that they're not entitled to their opinion. Of course they are. We all have our opinions. The problem with snowflakes is the professors. They're not being taught how to respond to people who disagree with them. All they can do is throw up their arms and call you names. Same is true with political protesters. When you're out marching with that sign and somebody comes up to you and says, what are you protesting? Be ready to answer it, okay? Give some type of answer that shows you've done your homework. Don't start calling them names. I teach my kids and tell my friends, if you're discussing an issue with somebody and they start calling you names, stop. You just won the argument. Name calling does nothing but lose respect for you. So that's pretty much wraps it up as far as examples of complaining and the cancer that it really is. Now, what should you do in place of complaining? If you've got a problem, you can't handle it, ask for help. People love to help. I ask for help all the time. Takes a little humility. That's not a bad thing, believe me. Ask for help. Go online. YouTube, how's that? There's a great example of how to fix your sink, fix your toilet, do your homework. Lots of examples of help there. So that'll wrap it up for the maiden voyage of Coffee with the Goose. Thanks for tuning in. And again, if you have a comment, feel free. Even if you want to criticize me, I'll be happy to respond. And please subscribe and you'll stay up to date. Take care, and we'll talk to you next week.